Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Magas and gentlemen. They are trying to silence me and they're trying to silence us all, but we must speak out and we must not let them silence us during survival. We have to speak about this new eyewitness, this new alleged eyewitness. Shout out to everybody coming in the building. Now y'all coming in the building. Pure survival. Shout out to E Rose, Awful Warner, AC, The Long Way, Latrice, Lisa Davis, Pure Survival. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but I will say, you know what I mean? Andrea Jones just said pure survival. Yes, this is pure survival, Andrea. Like, why is all of this going on about this case? But I can tell y'all, I believe that somebody is about to go to jail. An arrest is about to be made. Because if this woman is telling the truth, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not saying that his friends did it. I'm not saying that you did it. But damn it, Bart, it's crazy. But damn it, Bart, it is crazy that we're hearing all of these alleged conspiracy theories, allegations, maybe truth, maybe false, whatever it is. Shout out to Secret Service Sam. Now, there is a female that came out and said she was on another boat. She was on another boat and she saw the boat that Nolan Xavier Wells was on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the lounge. Beautiful coming in the building. Pure survival. This woman saw the boat that Nolan was on and said that he got into a fight with his friends over his phone. And I think that that's crazy as ever. Secret of truth in the building, pure survival. This new eyewitness, and they're saying that this girl went to the police, that she's going to testify at a grand jury. Allegedly, this girl said she saw Nolan fighting his friends. She didn't say fighting with the friends was fighting together. She said no, they were fighting over Nolan's phone, and she ended up leaving, so she didn't see everything that transpired after that. But this girl said that she reached out to one of Nolan's fake friends, in my opinion, pure survival, and DM'd them, and they never responded to her. She hit him in a DM. Then she hit him in a DM again and said that she was going to tell authorities that she got a video. This woman saying she has a video where Nolan is fighting his friends over his phone. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe this eyewitness. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all don't believe her. You know what I mean? Yeah, she said that she reached out to them and the boy blocked her. She said one of Nolan's friends blocked her. Now, I don't know if Damn It Bart is the one that blocked her, or was it Warren, Brian Kohlberger's twin brother, pure survival. I don't know if it was the little Brian Kohlberger's twin or not, but this woman says she has a video of this incident. She's talking about that they're going down and she's telling, and man, it's getting crazier and crazier, guys. But I'm telling y'all, allegedly, Secret Service Sam put these messages out with this woman saying that. This story is starting to unfold, guys. Many of people are coming forward. You even got older white dudes that are people in power that's speaking out. Like, listen to this guy.
Case, let me tell you, as a former head county prosecutor and a former assistant prosecutor that did homicide work, where I think the prosecutor, Angel Myers McGrath, is making a huge mistake.
Did you hear what he just said? This man is a former prosecutor. So anybody that's racist, that's in MAGA, you can't get mad at me. Pure survival. Get mad at the white guy with the look like he looked like RoboCop when he take off the mask. Get mad at this guy, but he's a former prosecutor.
The Nolan Wells case, let me tell you, as a former head county prosecutor and a former assistant prosecutor that did homicide work, where I think the prosecutor, Angel Myers McGrath, is making a huge mistake. So, look, everyone's going crazy here. I disagree with her approach to media relations and educating the public. Now, I get when she said that she was protecting the integrity of the investigation. I've done that myself. But I had very strong relationships with the minority community. And when we had police involved minority shootings, they were first people that I met with and gave me the distance and breathing room to conduct the investigation.
And he's saying that the lady out there is doing it all wrong. Whenever there was a crime or a possibility of a crime taking place, he would speak to the people and let the people know. That lady that looked like the desperate housewife that said, look, we're not going to get Nolan's autopsy and tell the grand jury. He's saying that everything she's doing is wrong. She's making the public believe all of these different things. If none of this stuff is true, if this eyewitness is lying and all of these things, if that audio is not real, why don't they come out and address the public and have like a press meeting is what he's saying.
Without any fanfare, people in front of the cameras marching on the streets, etc. That obviously that trust has not been established. And from what I'm seeing in the comments and the millions of views that I'm getting on my videos, a great degree of distrust in Mississippi. And you have to address that as a public official. It's a very real thing. Whether it's truthful or not, you need to address it. So here's my thing. You're not compromising an investigation by getting up and combating misinformation in the public. No.
And you remember she said that she's going to be messing with the investigation. You know what I'm saying? If she gives up Nolan's autopsy, he said you wouldn't be messing up the investigation. Messing up the investigation is because y'all don't want to tell us the truth. Y'all don't want to give up Nolan's neck. Y'all don't want to give up his body parts. Y'all don't want to tell us the real autopsy report. Y'all want to tell us that video, the audio is AI. Y'all just doing stuff like that. This man is saying that they're doing it all wrong. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with him. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree.
One, how many search warrants have been issued? I wrote a list here. What electronic data has been done? What communication data warrants have gone out? How many? I'm not asking you for what and what you're looking for, but just give us an idea of what you're doing that way. Have you gone to the courts for those search warrants? How many witness interviews have occurred? How many tips and leads have you received? Because I'm going to imagine it's been an amazing amount, and the public doesn't know that. You have to run all those leads down. What experts have been called in? Maybe what area? Is it forensics, toxicology, audio, video? These would all be important things. You're not giving away any information by telling the public what it is you're doing that way.
See, you're not giving up any information by telling us, the public, about what's going on with Nolan. Like he said, was it any police raids? Did anybody go run into anybody's house? Have anybody been questioned? Any search warrants was issued? Any of that? That's why, look, the people, like I said, the racist people want to call him a liar. They want to call him an N-word lover. You know what I'm saying? All he's saying is, has any of these things been conducted? And if they have, why aren't y'all telling the public that it's not going to mess up the investigation? What's messing up the investigation? Because y'all leading us to believe whatever, instead of telling us what really happened. And the fact that y'all been covering this thing, it looks like a cover-up. That's what's making people believe what they believe.
How many photos and videos have you had to review? Because I imagine people are submitting stuff all over the place. And it takes a lot of time to go through that digital record, authenticate it, and see if there's anything of evidentiary value. How about satellite imagery or any other cooperating agencies? And who are they? That may be useful to know. Oh, you're really being serious. You're bringing in other law enforcement agencies. How many law enforcement assets are you have out there? How many people? How many man hours? You need to do a press conference at the end of all this and lay it all out. While the grand jury is a secret proceeding, and I get that people aren't entitled to that because it protects the innocent, and that's what it...
Now smash that like button if y'all think that he's right by saying that they need to have a press run. For Nolan Xavier Wells, as big as this case is, do y'all think that they should have a press? Like them people in Mississippi should come out and do a whole press conference. It's that big. It's that big. You know what I'm saying? Why do y'all got us having, then they going around suing people because people are just speaking about the things that look like it could be, it's evidence. You know what I'm saying?
The Nolan Wells case, let me tell you, as a former head county prosecutor and a former assistant prosecutor that did homicide work, where I think the prosecutor, Angel Myers McGrath, is making a huge mistake. So look, everyone's going crazy here. I disagree with her approach to media relations and educating the public. Now, I get when she said that she was protecting the integrity of the investigation. I've done that myself. But I have very strong relationships with the minority community. And when we had police involved, minority shootings, they were first people that I met with and gave me the distance and breathing room to conduct the investigation without any fanfare, people in front of the cameras, marching in the streets, etc. That obviously that trust has not been established. And from what I'm seeing in the comments and the millions of views that I'm getting on my videos, a great degree of distrust in Mississippi. And you have to address that as a public official. It's a very real thing. Whether it's truthful or not, you need to address it. So here's my thing. You're not compromising an investigation by getting up and combating misinformation in the public, number one. How many search warrants have been issued? I wrote a list here. What electronic data has been done? What communication data warrants have gone out? How many? I'm not asking you for what and what you're looking for, but just give us an idea of what you're doing that way. Have you gone to the courts for those search warrants? How many witness interviews have occurred? How many tips and leads have you received? Because I'm gonna...
And how come we don't got that information? How many witnesses have Mississippi police interviewed, interrogated? How come we don't know these questions that this man is asking during survival?
Imagine it's been an amazing amount, and the public doesn't know that. You have to run all those leads down. What experts have been called in? Maybe what area? Is it forensics, toxicology, audio, video? These would all be important things. You're not giving away any information by telling the public what it is you're doing that way. How many photos and videos have you had to review? Because I imagine people are submitting stuff all over the place. And it takes a lot of time to go through that digital record, authenticate it, and see if there's anything of evidentiary value. How about satellite imagery or any other cooperating agencies? And who are they? That may be useful to know. Oh, you're really being serious. You're bringing in other law enforcement agencies. How many law enforcement assets are you have out there? How many people? How many man hours? You need to do a press conference at the end of all this and lay it all out. While the grand jury is a secret proceeding, and I get that people aren't entitled to that because it protects the innocent, and that's what a grand jury is supposed to do and be secret, doesn't mean you can't do a press conference. I did it in high-profile, racially involved cases where I went out and said, here's a 2-hour press conference to tell you everything we did, how we did it, and why we came to the conclusions we came to. But well before that, Madam District Attorney, I would get out there and make sure you're with the community and letting the community leaders know so they can support you that you're doing the right thing. Right now, we're all out here and we just don't know. It looks like nothing's going on. I know.
And you hear that? We are all out here like we just don't know what to believe. Now, it's a whole new eyewitness, allegedly, that's saying she saw Nolan with her own 2 eyes. She saw a fight. She says she has it on video. Like he said, they're making us not know what to believe because they're not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It really is. You know what I mean? Even this other girl was saying stuff. This girl right here.
As someone with
this girl right here.
The whole thing. And we're going to show you what the real investigation has confirmed right up to this week. I just want to insert my opinion for like 2 seconds on the Nolan Wells case, because I just saw where Nancy Grace came out with the transcribed CTO call. And here's my thing. I'm from the South, so I feel like I can speak on this because I grew up around nothing but racist, okay? And so as someone with the skin, I feel like I can speak out on this. Here's my questions. Why, first of all, so many of y'all want to say that it wasn't murder. Like so many.
You hear that? So many of y'all want to say that it's not murder. This woman, Becky, is from the South. Pure survival. You can hear her Southern accent. She said, y'all, so many of y'all want to say that it's not murder. You know what I'm saying? Why would she say that?
I'm from the South, so I feel like I can speak on this because I grew up around nothing but racist, okay? And so as someone with the skin, I feel like I can speak out on this. Here's my questions. Why, first of all, so many of y'all want to say that it wasn't murder. Like so many of y'all were so quick to say it wasn't murder, that things happened. If that was the case, then why do none of the friends know what happened? Furthermore,
smash that like button if y'all agree with what Becky just said. The Southern Becky just said. She said they all want to say that it wasn't murder, but why are the friends saying that they don't know anything that happened? Nobody's seen him fall in the water. Nobody's seen him. He just disappeared in thin air, and then his body surfaced 2 days after in the same spot that they searched already. Tell me that. Tell Becky that. The Southern Becky that.
here's my questions. Why, first of all, so many of y'all want to say that it wasn't murder. Like so many of y'all were so quick to say it wasn't murder, that things happened. If that was the case, then why do none of the friends know what happened? Furthermore, Nancy Grace just released a CTO call. Anybody in their right mind, if you hear what was on that call in the background where they're asking, is someone dead? First things first, you're not going to call CTO. You're going to call 911, typically.
Wow. Smash that like button if y'all agree with Becky, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Becky. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree with Becky. All the people that put a 2 in the chat if y'all want to call her an N-word lover, pure survival. Y'all probably think she got a black boyfriend. That's why she's saying this. No, she said anybody in their right mind, if they listen to that audio and it sounds as though that something's being covered up, that something really, really bad happened on that boat. And there's a girl, like I said, a new eyewitness said that she saw Nolan get into a fight. And they said that this video is going to the grand jury. They're like, man, this is crazy.
And what happened? Furthermore, Nancy Grace just released a CTO call. Anybody in their right mind, if you hear what was on that call in the background where they're asking, is someone dead? First things first, you're not going to call CTO. You're going to call 911, typically, if you're worried about someone. Secondly, why did you turn down Coast Guard when they asked if you needed the Coast Guard? If you are sinking, and if there is that shit going on in the background, like what they're asking about, is someone dead, you should say yes to any bit of help that you can get, right?
Wow.
I also think it's odd that all of them got rid of their social media. None of them have really had much of an explanation. They do what your typical white people do in those circumstances. Look at the Murdoch case, and there was no one of color in that case. But
wow, guys, everybody that's agreeing with Becky, y'all got to get them likes up for Becky. This is where they can't get mad at us. They can't get mad at Jamil and say, oh, he's just saying that because Nolan was black and half Chinese. Press a Bible. No, this is common sense, ladies and gentlemen. This little mini version of Nancy Grace from the South is saying that this is how they carry it. This is how the children of the Mississippi corn carry it.
why did you turn down Coast Guard when they asked if you needed the Coast Guard? If you are sinking, and if there is that shit going on in the background, like what they're asking about, is someone dead, you should say yes to any bit of help that you can get, right? I also think it's odd that all of them got rid of their social media. None of them have really had much of an explanation. They do what your typical white people do in those circumstances. Look at the Murdoch case, and there was no one of color in that case. But because they were prominent Caucasians surrounding around that death of the girlfriend, they did everything they could to cover up and get him out of it.
Wow. Wow.
The same rules apply to this, and like in my head, the same rules apply to this. They were both situations were voting, and in those situations, someone unfortunately lost their life. But getting back to the Nolan case, hearing that voice, like hearing that recording of them asking for, or just asking if someone is dead in the background. How is it that you're clueless and you have no idea what could have happened to him? That call, like, there's a reason why Nancy Grace got her bob fixed to the heavens, honey. That thing wasn't moving hurricane force winds.
Wow, she's talking about Nancy Grace's Timo wig. When Nancy Grace's Timo wig heard that audio, you could literally see her Timo wig moving by itself. Pure survival. Like she had some goddamn some creatures running around inside of her Timo wig. Like, come on, guys. If you agree with this woman, get them likes up. Shout out Drake Mustache. Pure survival.
Hearing that voice, like hearing that recording of them asking for, or just asking if someone is dead in the background. How is it that you're clueless and you have no idea what could have happened to him? That call, like there's a reason why Nancy Grace got her bob fixed to the heavens, honey. That thing wasn't moving hurricane force winds. She knows something. Her gut tells her something, just like my gut has been telling me something has been going on with this case. It was too weird. It was too weird. And I gotta be careful with how I say things, because y'all love to drag me through the mud anytime I talk out against Caucasians. So I'm trying to be careful with how I word this. But before I get in the shower, I've had a long day at work. Before I get in the shower, I really wanted to put a little bit of 2 cents in your head with that, because I commented on Nancy Grace's video and already people have started coming for me, and all I did was comment, why did we call CETO and not 911? And several people commented and said, well, because there was no medical emergency. You fucking racist idiot. What do you mean there's no medical emergency? Open your fucking ears.
Whoa, oh my gosh, she's crashing out right now, pure survival. But it sounds like she's speaking facts with her mouth wide open, pure survival. She literally said, how y'all gonna act like it wasn't an emergency, but it sounds like something terrible was happening. And y'all said that y'all were sinking. Why did one of them boys say, look, no, don't send no help? And the grandfather said, look, they don't need no help. Nobody is dumb.
I commented on Nancy Grace's video and already people have started coming for me, and all I did was comment, why did we call CETO and not 911? And several people commented and said, well, because there was no medical emergency. You fucking racist idiot. What do you mean there's no medical emergency? Open your fucking ears. And do you not hear them in the background asking if someone is dead?
Wow.
Are you that small-minded that you will forego any bit of the facts because you need your story to be the truth, where no one was murdered? If that was your youngin', if the roles were reversed, y'all, my God, as a white person, I could come out and say that. I know good and well if the roles were reversed, y'all would be dragging this through the mud.
Wow, do y'all hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with the down south Becky, with the southern Becky. She said if the roles were reversed, if Nolan, literally, if it was 3 black boys and 1 white boy that came up missing like this, you don't think that the shit would be different? And she is literally white with the privilege. Nobody's racist over here. You know what I'm saying? We're just saying what really happened. If it was 3 black boys and a white boy, I would be saying they're guilty. I would be advocating for the white boy. I'm advocating for right and wrong. People trying to act like they didn't hear what the hell everybody heard on that audio. They made up so many stories to try to say that it's not real. And that CETO thing, they said it came straight out of Mississippi. Nancy even had the professional audio person come up there and tell y'all this. And her own professional engineer, audio engineer.
No one was murdered. If that was your youngin', if the roles were reversed, y'all, my God, as a white person, I could come out and say that. I know good and well if the roles were reversed, y'all would be dragging this through the mud. But because it was a group of Caucasians and it was an African American person that passed away, all of you small-minded, closed, racist people, you immediately want to assume that he died of like natural causes, or he caused his own death, or it wasn't a murder. I will always stand on the right side of history. I promise you. I don't care how many people cancel me, how many people come for me. My boys will know that their mother always stood on the right side of history. I have said that there was something fishy about this case from the moment it came out in the news. And as soon as I posted something about it, y'all came for me.
Wow, and they've been coming for Becky. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Becky. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree with Becky. You know what I'm saying? They've been coming for her. Everybody. Why ain't... I'm sure she been receiving death threats, all kinds of stuff. Nancy Grace been receiving death threats. Nancy Grace's Tima wig been receiving death threats. Nolan's mom been being threatened. Only people been getting arrested is his fake friends people. You know what I'm saying? And other people in Mississippi. But we not hearing nobody get arrested for Nolan. Like, we just hearing all this crazy audio, and they're just like, hey, it's nothing, man. He just drowned. And get mad at us because we're speculating. And then, like I said, a female came out and said that she witnessed a fight happen over Nolan's phone. And then Nolan's phone literally got deleted, everything that he done. And all the friends can say, we don't know what happened. Come on, man.
Your mother always stood on the right side of history. I have said that there was something fishy about this case from the moment it came out in the news. And as soon as I posted something about it, y'all came for me. And I'm just here to say that I stand with Nancy. There's a reason why Nancy is as into this as she was the Casey Anthony shit. Okay? She knows because her spidey senses are tingling just like my spidey senses are tingling. If a youngin' ever went with me on a boat, it don't matter if they were black, white, brown, purple, green, blue, square, triangle, rectangle, obtuse, caboose, papatoose, you name it. That baby's coming home with me and my family. I don't care if anybody got in a fight or an altercation. If you go on the boat with me and my husband, I'm bringing you back.
You hear that? So if you got on a boat with her and her husband, she don't give a damn what color you is. Press her Bible. Her and her husband. And I believe her and her husband. Wouldn't have let that happen. Her husband.
And I'm just here to say that I stand with Nancy. There's a reason why Nancy is as into this as she was the Casey Anthony shit. Okay? She knows because her spidey senses are tingling just like my spidey senses are tingling. If a youngin' ever went with me on a boat, it don't matter if they were black, white, brown, purple, green, blue, square, triangle, rectangle, obtuse, caboose, papatoose, you name it. That baby's coming home with me and my family. I don't care if anybody got in a fight or an altercation. If you go on the boat with me and my husband, I'm bringing you back.
Right.
Scout's honor. Promise. There's something you never leave anybody, anywhere, especially on water. Y'all can get the fuck out of here.
Smash that like button if y'all agree with her. Even with them saying, well, Nolan wanted to stay. We left him out there under the sea, out there in the motherfucking earth. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all leave your friend out there in nature and it's not Ace Ventura? Like, come on.
Go on the boat with me and my husband. I'm bringing you back. Scouts honor. Promise. Promise. There's something you never leave anybody, anywhere, especially on water. Y'all can get the fuck out of here with your excuses. That's the thing about you racist people. Y'all will make an excuse out of anything to justify any type of actions. Every single time. There's always.
Did you hear that? She said, you racist people make excuses every time. If somebody get their life taken unjust, they'll say, well, he was a drug dealer back in kindergarten. Or this person was this. He pushed this girl down in the sliding board when he was 3 years old. They make up excuse to justify while it's okay for doing something unjust to somebody of color. And she's admitting it.
Y'all will make an excuse out of anything to justify any type of actions. Every single time. There's always an excuse. Just as soon as something happens in the media when an African American or a brown skinned person is involved, you're quick to say, stupid is as stupid does, right? All those things. But you didn't say that about the young girl that died with the Murdochs on the boat. Everybody was boo-hooing tears about her dying. It was so tragic, right? But we don't have that same sympathy for this poor youngin who had his whole life ahead of him. It doesn't matter what the familial situations were, because I saw that being thrown around. That doesn't matter. He went out with a group of friends. He should have came back with a group of friends, alive. And if he ever went missing, their first thing should have been, we need to find him. We need to know what's going on. How is it that we all of a sudden, everybody's got amnesia and nobody knows what happened to him and nobody can find him? Make that make sense. Those are the type
Make that make sense. How come everybody has amnesia? Everybody has amnesia. The moment that Nolan went missing, they all should have went looking for him. Smash that like button for Becky, the Southern Becky, because she's cooking.
Should have came back with a group of friends, alive. And if he ever went missing, their first thing should have been, we need to find him. We need to know what's going on. How is it that we all of a sudden, everybody's got amnesia and nobody knows what happened to him and nobody can find him? Make that make sense. Those are the type of people that I don't want my children around. Y'all are so twisted. Y'all are so twisted. I cannot wait for the truth to come out about this poor baby. Just to prove to a lot of you small-minded, closed-minded, racist people, how many more people have to die for you to see that there is a common denominator here? There's a problem. I wouldn't let my own children who are Caucasian go on a boat with a group full of other Caucasian children.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
Whoa, did you hear what she just said? She said she wouldn't let her kids go on a boat full of Caucasians. Wow, that's crazy.
How many more people have to die for you to see that there is a common denominator here? There's a problem. I wouldn't let my own children who are Caucasian go on a boat with a group full of other Caucasian children.
Wow.
Let that sink in. Will not allow it. The only time I allow it is if I'm there. That's it. I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of brains in between your ears. And I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of empathy too. Because all of you closed-minded, small-minded racists are also you claim to be Christians. Y'all are the most evil people I have ever seen in my life.
Wow, she said, and y'all claim to be Christians. Smash that like button and put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Becky. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree. She said that they claim to be Christians, but they're the most evil people in the world. That is crazy.
I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of brains in between your ears. And I pray that some of y'all find a little bit of empathy too. Because all of you closed-minded, small-minded racists are also you claim to be Christians. Y'all are the most evil people I have ever seen in my entire life. Evil. Evil people. And that right there is why so many young people, and I don't even think I'm young, but I can include myself in this. There's a reason why me and my family don't go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday like I did when I grew up. Your body is your temple. Jesus is right here. Those of you that go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and the ones that post your Bible verses, or live, laugh, love, eat, pray, love, whatever, on your walls, you're the same people. You're the same people.
You hear that? You're the same people. Your body is your temple. You're the same people. And that's why we don't go to church no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all jokes aside, during survival, Becky does have an accent, a strong Southern accent. But for her to be a Southern gal, and she white, and she's saying this, come on, man. She got me scared to go out all by my motherfucking self. Real survival. Because she's saying, no, this is how they really rock and roll. That's crazy.
Your body is your temple. Jesus is right here. Those of you that go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and the ones that post your Bible verses, or live, laugh, love, eat, pray, love, whatever, on your walls, you're the same people. You're the same people. I'm disgusted with y'all. Like, to everyone with brown skin, please let me formally apologize, because I do not share the views and the thought patterns and anything to do with what the people that share my skin color have. But I apologize for these small-minded people, because as someone who was raised around nothing but small-minded racists, I grew a brain myself and decided what I wanted to pick as right and wrong. And I'm so sorry that not all of us feel this way, but I promise you.
Wow, that's got to be deep. For Becky to come out and say she grew up around nothing but racist people. Of course, they were trying to install and teach her that. She decided, you know what I'm saying? And I was just talking to my woman about that. About, when you get to a certain age, you can make your own decisions. You don't have to stay in your upbringing. And then you don't have to still keep holding on to shit from 1942. You can think for your own self and do, as you get older, instead of keep blaming everybody else. She's not blaming nobody. She's saying, look, I got away from them because these are the type of people that they are. I would have stayed that way, or I would have been those same kind of people if I didn't remove myself from them. So this is somebody from their community exposing the fact that she believes that Nolan was unalive, that this was not no accident. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Becky. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree. And smash that like button for Becky, man. Like, she cooking.
The people that share my skin color have. But I apologize for these small-minded people, because as someone who was raised around nothing but small-minded racists, I grew a brain myself and decided what I wanted to pick as right and wrong. And I'm so sorry that not all of us feel this way, but I promise you, I feel so passionately about this that I will do everything that I can in my power to never stop running my lips to help just shed light onto what y'all go through. I love you, but I had to do this. I gotta get in the shower. Bye.
Nolan Wells was 18 years old.
That was deep. Becky was cooking. Becky was cooking. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Nolan Wells' mother, Do you know? Matter of fact, put in the chat again, sweetheart. What happened to Nolan Wells' mother? Like they're trying to take her job or something like that. They're trying to take her license. Like, come on. They're trying to take something from Nolan's mom's job. You know what I mean? Somebody said, damn it, Becky, you're cooking. They didn't say, damn it, Bart. I'm not going to let y'all say that Amon Overdose said, damn it, Bart. No, she said, damn it, Becky. And this is no, hold on. They trying to take her nursing license off of them. Wow. So they trying to take Nolan's mom nursing license, guys. Smash that like button for Nolan's mom, guys.
Like you feel like your heart is just being ripped out. I don't even know if that's even a good way to describe this hurt, but yeah. But I just want to say thank you guys. Like I'm telling y'all, like thank you so much. Thank you to all the content creators who are using their podcasts, their platforms, all those things to make sure that Nolan's story is going. Like I appreciate y'all. And I know I say thank you all the time, but even when I'm broken, like I still need to give thanks, whether it's thanking the Lord for another day, thanking him for the time we had with Nolan, or just simply saying thank you to you guys for just loving on me and my family and your prayers. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't get back to everybody because it is overwhelming, but just know I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm gonna go clean up and get my life together.
And she's thanking us. And she's thanking us. So we're going to definitely keep on exposing all of this. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like I said, that girl, that Southern girl, she's like the new, she's the Southern version of Nancy Grace. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're so mad at that audio. Like she said, if you listen to that audio and you want to just only say that it's AI'd, that means you are a racist. If you don't want to look outside of just this accidental drowning and you only just want to say that it was that after hearing the audio, yeah, you're racist. You're biased. You know what I'm saying?
EQ is basically selecting a certain frequency.
Because this is the woman right here.
Researching, it was early in the morning, like 5:45 a.m. several days ago, and I was researching the Nolan Wells case, and I saw the transcript as it was being played, and my husband was also up. He said, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "If this is real, this changes everything. It changes everything."
Even Nancy Grace's Timu Wig said that this professional audio engineer, if what we hearing on this CTO 911 call is real, it changes everything. Do you know how crazy people gonna look if these boys end up coming out to be like guilty, that they were hiding something? If that comes out, how do you think you're gonna look if you kept saying, oh no, it was an accidental? And if if his mom never stood up and fought for this, that's why with them trying to take her job and take her license and all this stuff, I feel like God is going to bless her. You know what I mean? The Southern Nancy Grace. Yes, God is going to bless her because God is going to be like, you know what? They try to cover up and hide your son's death, and they try to take your job and do all this type of stuff. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to bless you with a guilty verdict. God is going to be the one that got the last call with this. Because even I found out, damn, I thought I blocked my dad. Oh my God. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because now he trying to call me right now. I thought I blocked my dad. Only just while I go live, I block people. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she took me off track. But when you find out that this shit is real, everybody gonna be salty, man.
And my husband was also up. He said, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "If this is real, this changes everything. It changes everything." Because up until that point, it seemed as if Nolan's death could very well have been an accident. If this is real, it changes everything. It's seismic. What was your reaction when you heard these words, Janetta Brantley?
I think at my core, I was in disbelief. I wasn't cleaning it or enhancing it to specifically look for or identify a crime or even point the fingers at anybody. I believe I wanted it to be an accident. I think a lot of us wanted it to be an accident. So when I heard those things, when I heard, damn it, Bart, that name stood out to me because I hadn't even heard that name before.
And you heard that? The audio engineer said she was blown away when she heard the name Damn It Bart. When she heard Damn It Bart as she was adjusting the audio, it blew her mind. She even said that she was hoping that it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we would have all just believed that it was an accident in the very beginning. If something malice did happen, these boys would have been getting away with it. If they end up becoming that they was hiding it. Because I even told y'all, I think that something happened because this new eyewitness is saying she heard a fight and the fight was over Nolan's phone. This girl says she was on a whole nother boat. This is a new eyewitness that's supposed to be presenting this to a grand jury. She says she reached out to Nolan's friends that day because she ended up leaving, so she didn't see everything else that happened afterwards. But she witnessed a fight, and she said she has it on camera. And she reached out to one of the friends, and they blocked her. JDL, wow, that is crazy. She didn't do anything but the enhancement. Yeah, all this woman did was enhance the call. And to hear, damn it, Bart, she didn't know who Bart was. I didn't even know who Bart was. Pure survival. Bart sound too much like fart. So when I first heard it, I'm like, damn, somebody farted. Somebody farted. You know what I'm saying? Bart sound too much like fart. So I didn't know who Bart was either. But now everybody is, favorite word now is damn it, Bart. And I'm not saying that Bart did it. I'm not saying they all did it. I'm saying that, no, my actual belief, just my thought, I think that Nolan was fighting one of them, whether it was Damn It Bart or whoever. And I believe that since they was all high and drunk and da-da-da-da, Nolan was dying. And I just think, in my opinion, that they were told they all trying to cover it up. And they're all afraid that they're going to all get in trouble. So they're not trying to say anything. Maybe somebody threatened them and said, look, if you tell that I did this, y'all all going down. I'm not going down by myself. Y'all all going down. So we need to make a motherfucker children of the Mississippi Corn Pack, and we're going to cover this up. And my fucking mom's a goddamn judge, dude. We can fucking sweep this under the rug. Come on. And your dad is a prosecutor, dude. We can sweep this under. This is just my opinion. All of their parents was in power. Warren's dad didn't offer to give up $50,000 to find out about Nolan in the beginning. He offered to give up money after Modia, after Tyler Perry and Modia came up to give up money. After Al Sharpton and Al Sharpton's thin neck came out and gave out $25,000. What's the other dude? Omar Terrell or the football, Terrell Owens, he put up money. Then there's another guy, I don't want to leave nobody out. But now Warren's dad, after threatening to sue Ben Crump, he wants to put up money to help to get information. No, when I told you, all you got to do is go knock on your son's door. Your son has a deep secret, in my opinion. I'm not saying that the boys did it, but if this audio is real, like Nancy Grace's Timo Wig said, if this audio is real, whoever was on the boat did it. If the audio is real, whoever's on the boat is all connected to this. This woman has no reason to try to frame somebody named Bart if she didn't even know who Bart was. That's just, like I said, my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with my opinion. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree with my opinion. I'm not mad at MAGAs. I don't have beef with MAGAs. I just don't like the racist MAGAs. I have friends that are MAGAs. That just, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they believe. I believe what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't have a political thing. I'm in the middle. Like, I believe in right and wrong. I feel like in both sides is some dirty motherfuckers. It's dirty people and I don't even know what the hell it's called. Democrats is dirty Democrats, is dirty Republicans. I don't trust none of them. You know what I'm saying? Look, somebody said MAGA's racist, pure survival. It's always been racist party running through the party. See, that's what I'm saying. But that right now, we all gotta focus on right and wrong, man.
I was listening to certain things.
This woman ain't got no reason to lie on damn it, Bart. Don't, you know what I mean?
And so when I heard those things, when I heard "Damn it, Bart," that name stood out to me because I hadn't even heard that name before. As I was listening to certain things that stood out to me, I was in disbelief because again, I'm just an audio engineer. I'm not an investigator, detective, or anything like that. So when I heard a name that I wasn't familiar with, it stood out to me, and that alone made me want to hear what was immediately said after "Damn it, Bart." And so that's why in that process where "Damn it, Bart" came in loud and clear to me, I decided to go over to the next part to hear what the rest of that statement was, which is where you saw me actually create a loop over that part, split that part, and then add a gain, which the gain is boosting the volume overall. And
listen, we need a damn it Bart, a real big damn it Bart in the super chat. Pure survival. She said damn it Bart so many times. We need damn it Bart to come across the screen real high and real light. I'm sorry. Because I don't want damn it Bart lawyer to try to come for me. But even his lawyer needs to say, damn it, Bart. Himself. The whole world hears on the tape saying, damn it, Bart. Now, I don't know if somebody put it there or not, but they couldn't have put it there. This is from Mississippi, guys. So I'm sorry, damn it, Bart. Look, somebody said, damn it, fart. Somebody said, damn it, fart.
where "Damn it, Bart" came in loud and clear to me, I decided to go over to the next part to hear what the rest of that statement was, which is where you saw me actually create a loop over that part, split that part, and then add a gain, which the gain is boosting the volume overall. And that's pretty much what you saw me do in that actual video. And so to hear, "Damn it, Bart, Nolan's really dead now," that I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
My reaction to Janetta, because when I first heard it, I thought this has got to be doctored. This can't be real. Don't move. Straight out to veteran trial lawyer Franz Borghardt, a veteran trial.
There we go. We got a damn it Bart. Oh my God, we got the damn it Bart's coming in the super chat. Pure Bible. Damn it Bart the fart. Shout out to JDLS 720. Then we got a lion tribe said, damn it Bart, you stink. Oh my God. Shout out to all the damn it Bart super chats coming in the building. Look, it ain't our fault. Damn it Bart. What do you expect us to say? You know what I mean? They done turned you into a damn it fart. Now they're gonna come out with damn it Bart, damn it fart t-shirts. This is all your fault. Pure survival. Matter of fact, this is all your fart. This is all your fart. You know what I'm saying? I am sorry, but God damn it, Bart. Man, oh man, oh man. This is crazy, guys. Even Nancy Grace sized this man up. This prosecutor up, made him change his tone.
A lawyer joining us out of the Baton Rouge jurisdiction.
Matter of fact, hold. I want to go to the other lady. The other lady. Where that lady at? Where's she at? Oh, here she go, right here. She went crazy.
You perjury.
This woman went in and she was telling the truth. Everybody get them likes up. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, fart in the building. You know what I'm saying? Look, we gonna all get sued for saying damn it fart. Matter of fact, they can't sue us for saying damn it fart. They only can sue us for saying damn it Bart. Like if we repeat what's being said on this audio, this means that we're accusing somebody of something. Don't y'all think that that's crazy? All the rumors and stuff people said about Diddy hitting Justin Bieber from the back, all of this stuff that never came out. Rich celebrities been accused of all kinds of stuff, and none of them sued them. But this case is so crazy, they're trying to do lawsuits for saying what they hear on the audio tape.
Is there a way that can be done? I don't know that it can. It seems to me that someone is lying.
Now, why would Nancy Grace Tima Wig say, it seems to me that somebody's lying? It seems to me somebody's lying. If Nancy Grace and Nancy Grace's Tima Wig can see that this is a lie, I don't know how y'all can.
Sound that Janetta Brantley enhanced. Is there any innocent explanation? Is there a way, as my favorite judge often said, Luther Alverson, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth and impute perjury to no one. Is there a way that can be done? I don't know that it can. It seems to me that someone is lying.
Wow.
But who? Joining me now, Tess.
She said, it seems to me somebody's lying, but who? Shout out to Passion Puppet during survival. Salute. Hold on, what did I say? Poison Puppet. Shout out to Poison Puppet. I'm so sorry for tearing up your name. Pure survival. There was 2 females on that recording. Locked them up. Wow. It was 2 females on the recording? So I didn't even realize that. It was 2 females on the recording. Shout out to Poison Puppet. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all all knew that it was 2 females. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all didn't know that. Because I kept thinking it was just 1. Man, yo, this, to me, I'm sorry, in my opinion, damn it, fart, this sounds like a cover-up. And look at all the people that's saying, got 1s in the chat that's agreeing with Puppet. Wow. So somebody gonna tell. One of them girls is gonna snitch. I'm telling you now, if they would interrogate them. I just think it's so many family members in power that's involved that it's a family organization. Like, it feel like this is a family-oriented cover-up in my belief. That's just my belief. I don't know it to be facts, but I can't wait for the truth to come out.
Figaro, social justice, political commentator, host of the Teslin Figaro podcast. Ms. Figaro, thank you for being with us. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, well, that's what the family's saying. They don't believe he died by accident. That's the point. That's the reason why Nolan Wells' mom is saying, I don't believe this. I don't believe he died by accident before we have the audio. The audio simply confirms that there are additional questions that needs to be asked. It wasn't just one thing they said in the audio. They said Nolan repeatedly in the audio. They said check his chest in the audio. They said, is he dead in the audio? And also, notice this, Nancy. Did you notice that the operator also said, is anybody breathing? Who says that? What operator says, who all is breathing on the boat? So is this all the audio, Nancy? Is there more audio? That's my question.
Whoa, smash that like button if y'all agree with her. And I need y'all to put in the chat, do y'all think that is more audio out there? That they just only gave us this portion? Thinking that that was going to exonerate them, not knowing that a professional engineer was going to pull the shit down and turn the volume up on it. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that maybe it's more audio and they're hiding it because the other bit of audio is probably worse than this shit. Whoa. I didn't think of that. Look, that damn it. Look, it's a lot of people believing that. Yo, yes, what if it's, you know what I mean? Sharice said right. If it's another audio, oh my God. I feel like this case gonna end up being a movie. I think that Nolan Wells thing is gonna end up being a damn Lifetime movie. Real rap. It's gonna be a Lifetime movie. Straight up. Like 2026. It's like one of the biggest cover-ups, biggest cases going on in the world right now. And then I found out from, shout out to the former Mississippi judge, he said that if Mississippi comes up and say at the grand jury that it was a drowning, like if they try to cover it up there, Nolan body was found in a federal thing, in the federal area. So the feds can pick it up. So if Mississippi tries to sweep this under the rug, this case can go completely federal. I found that out yesterday. I was happy. I was like, damn, all right, because they stole his neck. They stole all these different body parts from him. He got this major bruise in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, I'm not saying who they is, that probably plays football, that probably can kick a football. I don't know. I'm just saying. Man, this is just a crazy case. Don't forget about the magical zombie and how they showed up and just make things disappear, appear, and do all sorts of weird stuff. Wow. But do you trust the feds? Now, that's a good question. Honestly, right now, this is probably one of the first times that I really don't trust the feds. Usually I would. Reason why I'm saying I'm not trusting the feds right now, because I could trust the feds are going to go lock up a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I could trust the feds is going to go lock up Pooh Shiesty for robbing Gucci Man, pure survival. The way they were moving, the feds, when the feds went and got Young Thug, when the feds went and indicted Diddy Glover for being a freaky deaky monster, a sex monger, I can trust the feds with all of that. But for some reason, the feds ain't using the same energy they use with Young Thug in this case. I feel like the feds listening to this audio, they should have been came and stepped in. Why is the feds waiting all the way until after grand jury decision? I feel like the Fed, it's so much stuff that's out there right now. Nobody went to jail for serving alcohol to minors, like nothing. Stealing Nolan's phone, like the smallest shit. Nobody went to jail for yet, not even a small thing that they admitted to. So I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard for me to trust the feds right now. Well, Sabaka Tatum is on duty. Right. Mr. Uncle Yellow Tom. You know, the Timu version of Heavy D. And he's paid to say and do what he's doing. He works for that side. You know what I'm saying? They tell him, look, be a good old boy and go out there and tell them that these boys are innocent. Why you think them boys won't talk to Nancy Grace? Nancy Grace will be going off on them. So you telling me y'all don't know nothing? Y'all just don't know nothing. Why ain't they going on the Breakfast Club? Why ain't they talking to nobody else but an Uncle Tom, an ex-police officer that's begging and pleading, Lord God, please can I wake up white one day? I hate being ashy when I get out the swimming pool. I hate these N-words. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's worse than Stephen A. Smith. And I thought I'd never see an Uncle Tom is bigger than Stephen A. Smith and backed up like Stephen A. Smith's hairline. Pure survival. Stephen A. Smith hairline all the way in the back of his motherfucking head. Pure survival. You got to be behind him to be able to see his headline. You can't be in the front of Stephen. Stephen, you be in front of Stephen, be just like this. Look, y'all can't even see my headline, can y'all? Pure survival. Look, this is how Stephen A. Smith headline is. He just, look, RoboCop without the mask. RoboCop without the mask. All you see is noggin. Just nothing but noggin. You know what I'm saying? But this is just crazy, man. But guys, like I said, there is a female that's saying that allegedly she was on a boat. If y'all have not heard this yet, she is a new eyewitness. She was on a boat and she says she has a video of a fight. And if y'all remember in the beginning, they said it was a fight. But don't y'all remember the little yellow Molada boys? Nolan Wells' fake friends, the Molada brothers? The Molada brothers came out and said first, and one of the Molada brothers was like, that wasn't Nolan on the tape fighting, that was me, or that was one of my other friends. Remember they lied and said that, the Molada brothers? The Molada brothers is a part of it too. Look, Cherie said, yup. They literally said, and then motherfucker told me, can I stop moving around? Motherfucker, can you hit the super chat, Pure Survival? And I ain't asking for nobody. But I'm just saying, like, if you gonna tell me what to do, nigga, pay for what you want me to do. If you want me to sit still in one motherfucking spot, Pure Survival, don't you think that you should pay me to do that? You lucky I ain't putting no nuts in your mouth. Pure Survival. Should I put nuts in his mouth for telling me to stay still? For free? Ain't that motherfucker talking to me like I'm his kid. Motherfucker said, stay still, motherfucker. I love what you saying, but nigga, you're moving around. You got the motherfucker chair going like that. Look, somebody just put a biscuit in his mouth. Survival, goddamn. But I'm saying, guys, all of these, look, somebody put a bomb in his mouth. Survival. He got dingling juice just exploded all in his mouth. Oh my God. But this, guys, is crazy as hell. This is crazy. This is crazy.
What operator says, who all is breathing on the boat? So, is this all the audio, Nancy? Is there more audio? That's my question.
I want to look specifically, Teslin, at what was said. At one point, we think, you killed him? He's already dead. He's already dead? Is he dead? Yeah, Nolan, OMG, wake up. And as Janetta stated, then she hears a completely different name, Bart. Now, we also hear, and I'm very curious, the phrase, no. Teslin Figaro, was that a nickname of Nolan Wells?
I cannot confirm if that's a nickname of his or not. But what I do know is we heard Nolan. What I do know is we heard check his chest. What I do know is that we said, is he dead? What we do know is we heard screams. There's folks out there suggesting that perhaps they were talking to a seagull or perhaps talking to some random bird that was flying around that's called No. There were folks out there that suggested, well, maybe they were talking about the boat. Come on, we got to knock this off, Nancy. We heard what we heard. And so
I know, and that's crazy. We heard what we heard. Nolan Wells' nickname was No. Was No. You know what I'm saying? And they literally tried to say, well, maybe that's one of the names of the boats. Y'all just cannot accept that possibly this could have happened. And even, like I said, if this was an accident, like if Nolan overdosed, why did y'all try to cover it up? That's what messed them up. If this was really an accident, you know what I'm saying? They should have came out and said it from the beginning. They should have came out and said it from the beginning, man. Like, how many of y'all want to hear the Nancy Grace's, the Southern Nancy Grace again? Put a one in the chat if y'all want to hear the Southern Nancy Grace again. Because she was cooking. She was cooking. Matter of fact, I want to hear her again. Her and her husband.
The real investigation has confirmed, right up to this week.
I just want to insert my opinion for like 2 seconds on the Nolan Wells case, because I just saw where Nancy Grace came out with the transcribed CETO call. And here's my thing. I'm from the South, so I feel like I can speak on this because I grew up around nothing but racist, okay? And so as someone with this skin, I feel like I can speak out on this. Here's my questions. Why, first of all, so many of y'all want to say that it wasn't murder. Like, so many of y'all were so quick to say it wasn't murder, that things happened. If that was the case, then why do none of the friends know what happened? Furthermore, Nancy Grace just released a CETO call. Anybody in their right mind, if you hear what was on that call in the background where they're acting...
And she don't say anybody in their right mind. It's in their right mind. It's not in the right mind. It's anybody in their right mind. So she has the Southern right mind. You know what I'm saying?
Furthermore, Nancy Grace just released a CETO call. Anybody in their right mind, if you hear what was on that call in the background where they're asking, is someone dead? First things first, you're not going to call CETO. You're going to call 911, typically, if you're worried about someone. Secondly, why did you turn down Coast Guard when they asked if you needed the Coast Guard? If you are sinking, and if there is that shit going on in the background, like what they're asking about, is someone dead, you should say yes to any bit of help that you can get, right? I also think it's odd that all of them got rid of their social media. None of them have really had much of an explanation. They do what your typical white people do in those circumstances. Look at the Murdoch case, and there was no one of color in that case. But because they were prominent Caucasians surrounding around that death of the girlfriend, they did everything they could to cover up and get him out of it. The same rules apply to this, like in my head, the same rules apply to this. They were both situations were voting. And in those situations, someone unfortunately lost their life. But getting back to the Nolan case, hearing that voice, like hearing that recording of them asking for, or just asking if someone is dead in the background, how is it that you're clueless and you have no idea what could have happened to him? That call, like there's a reason why Nancy Grace got her bob fixed to the heavens, honey. That thing wouldn't move in hurricane force winds. She knows something. Her gut tells her something, just like my gut has been telling me something has been going on with this case. It was too weird. It was too weird. And
if y'all agree with the Southern Becky, make some noise for her in the like section. Hit that like button if y'all agree with Becky. And I know when these Beckyans come out and expose stuff like that and be the same color as the racist people, they still get mad at us as if I'm the Beckian. Don't get mad at me. You got to get mad at Beckian. Beckian was inside of that tribe. So she knows how that tribe rolls during survival. You know what I'm saying? And since she survived, she's a survivor. She's a racist survivor. Well, ex-racist survivor. And she's exposing shit. So don't get mad at the Beckians, the ex-Beckians. You know what I'm saying? Becky, my wife, little sister. Yeah, I'm saying? Becky breaking it down. I know they bad. Not all white people are racist, and the real racists don't like that. Facts, sweetheart. Shout out to the lounge. Did you hear what she just said? Not all white people are racist, but white people that are racist, oh, they hate the white people that aren't racist along with them. They call them N-word lovers. They call them N-word lovers. The same way that Suge Knight said that Ray J and Diddy were lovers. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they think Secret Service Sam is an N-word lover. They think that his wife is black. I don't know. I know Secret Service Sam is married, but I don't know what color his wife is. I know I think I've seen his kids and they were white. But if Secret Service Sam wife is black, I wouldn't be surprised. Survival. A black lady come walking out the motherfucking joint, talking about, get your little yellow self over here and sit on mama's lap. Secret Service Sam was off in the hood last night eating tacos. You know what I mean? Dancing and shit. So he won with the people. He's definitely invited to the cookout because he's speaking up for right and wrong. They get mad and think, oh, you just want to protect the blacks. No, I'm sure he'll have the same energy if something was wrong that happened to somebody white. You know what I'm saying? The same way that I would. But y'all got to have the same energy for everybody. And then all they do is try to say to us, well, y'all don't worry about black on black crime. This is not a black on black crime situation. So y'all can't use that with everything. If that's the case, if y'all say, oh, y'all don't worry about black on black crime. Well, y'all don't worry about them kids shooting up schools. Then y'all don't worry about these motherfuckers when they get mad and they kill their parents. Okay, I don't blame y'all for that. Let's talk about the situation at hand. And the situation at hand is this boy went on the 4th of July. Nolan's birthday is August the 19th, and they're having a rally. They're having a big walk for his birthday, which he should be here on this earth, August 19th. So this means he got his life taken not too long before he was turning 19. The same day Nolan Wells rally walk, which we will be covering it, is the same day that Carmelo Anthony is going to be granted a new trial. And that's what my hopes is. Because I feel like Carmelo Anthony situation, rest in peace to Austin Metcalf, I just feel like if Austin would have stabbed Carmelo Anthony and would have died, if Carmelo Anthony would have died, they would have gave Austin Metcalf self-defense. At the most, manslaughter, and they'd have gave him probation. And he'd be back playing football, running up the field. You think he would have got 35 years, no criminal record, no nothing? Come on. We talking about right and wrong here. That's how I feel about that case. You know what I mean? If they'd have gave Carmelo a year or 2 years or something like that, I'd be like, all right, thank goodness. You know what I mean? That he got something light like that he can, you know what I'm saying? But 35 years, that's a lifetime. And never been in trouble, never been no gangster, never been no... Now, I know some dudes, you know what I mean, that I grew up with from my neighborhood that I'm not surprised that they got all the years that they got. And I can't say, oh, the judge is wrong for doing that. I've seen these niggas do some gangster stuff. So it's not no surprise. They didn't come up like Carmelo. They didn't come from his background. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like no criminal gangster guy and da-da-da-da-da. It's young boys running around spinning the block. Those boys that killed rapper Julio Fulio, I don't feel bad for none of them. They were savages. They deserve what they got. I seen their work on camera, shooting at a hotel where you could have killed any innocent person because they wanted to be gangster. Carmelo Anthony is a total different kid than Julio Fulio's killers. I was rooting for them to get life in prison. But not Carmelo Anthony. It's an unfortunate situation. 2 young kids, you know what I'm saying? 2 boys that was taught racism by their dad, Jeff Metcalf. Those boys was drawing racist stuff and graffiti that they wouldn't let go into the courtroom. They didn't want them to hear that they were racist. So when they went, when Carmelo Anthony went to go sit up under that tent, they felt like, what is this black boy doing under here? This is our tent. Get the fuck out. So they went to go bully him. And all they're going to say is, well, you shouldn't have brought a knife. But nobody's saying that they shouldn't have bullied him. They shouldn't have surrounded him like a BET's rap cipher and jump him. And if they didn't jump him, they attempted to jump him. Because if one person put their hands on you and it's just you and it's 5 other guys, trust and believe me, if you start to get the best out of the person that pushed you, oh, they're going to all stomp you out. They're all going to jump you. To the point, if somebody stomp on your head, you can die. I've seen many of people die. I got a friend, rest in peace to my homeboy Tay. You know what I'm saying? He got killed like that because he got jumped by a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? And he was a real good dude. Tay was a real good dude. Funny, laid back. You know what I mean? I was hurt about that. But he got jumped and stomped out and he died. You know what I'm saying? He'd be my age right now. And this actually happened like, when Tay died? I think like 2016 or 17. So basically I'm trying to say somebody could kill you in a fight. Somebody could kill you, especially if they jump you, stomp on your head, everything. I know y'all see them videos all around Facebook where people get knocked out and stomped out. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the 19th is Nolan Wells' rally for his birthday. and we want justice. And Carmelo Anthony, we want justice. We want a new trial. We want a new judge. They was making secret deals. They didn't want Carmelo Anthony to speak on the trial, on the stand, because they wanted him to look like a little Pooh Shiesty. They wanted him to look like a gangster. And Hunter Metcalf didn't want to get on stand because he knew it would have came up that he started it. He was the one hyping up Austin. Yeah, what was this black boy doing in our thing? Go get him, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's more to that story than what people know. But the fact that they didn't get a chance to talk, only time Hunter's bulked up was in the very end when Carmelo Anthony got found guilty. He tried to stand up like this. Still ain't say nothing, but he still wanted to look like he was this hardcore person. Come on, man. But like I said, shout out to everybody, man. Smash that like button, hit that hype button, and remember what I said. There is a girl that's out here. It's a new eyewitness saying that she saw Nolan Wells. Y'all can go look it up. Shout out to Secret Service Sam. If y'all don't know who he is, look up Secret Service Sam. He's going to tell you the whole story and show y'all the messages. If you look at my thumbnail, the messages is up there. This girl says she saw the boat that Nolan got on. She saw Nolan fighting, and the fight was over his phone. And for his phone that had got taken, and the whole thing about his phone, and he just left it, and then things got deleted out of that phone. Wait till they get the messages. I'm telling you, I feel like this case is going to be explosive